Subscribe, hit that bell icon, and share this clip if you enjoy it. This is TRS Clips.
The second thing I was talking about is unemployment. I think last month's number in India came at about 8%, which was the highest we have seen in the recent past. When somebody hears 8% unemployment, they think, "Acha, यहाँ पे 100 लोग हैं, 8 people don't have a job, 92 are working." But it's not like that, right? Like they don't consider people under the age of 15, they don't consider people over the age of 60, they don't consider, there are many more categories. You have to be educated, wanting to get a job, and like willingly unemployed kind of a thing. So when they say 8%, the real number is significantly higher, like many times higher, the actual unemployment on the ground. And geographically, it's very dispersed. So Karnataka, for example, or Maharashtra might have 2% unemployment, but say Haryana or Punjab might have 25%. Bihar might have a huge number. UP might have a big number. Historically, like if you go back in time, this is probably the biggest benchmark to when society kind of revolts. Like you were talking earlier about, in many cases, people going after people who are publicly kind of like have known to done well monetarily or financially. In a certain way, is testament to that as well, because a huge section of society is kind of not doing as well as they should be today. Like between us, like, we all are so lucky to have been born where we are born, to whom we were born, the fact that we had access to education, the fact that we could go to a school. I'm not saying anybody's affluent or stuff like that, but you still had the opportunity to go to school, you had the opportunity to go to a hospital and stuff like that. So we're that tiny lucky minority in the company in a way, and the vast majority of the country is still struggling on many of those domains. So unemployment has the potential of becoming a really big problem.
So have you heard of this thing called the Japanese economic miracle? It's basically after World War II how they bounced back, and I kind of studied it for a video that I wanted to write once upon a time. And what I figured is it was just highly effective productivity hacks that they used, but on a much more macro scale. So the government said that every business is going to follow these systems, and they were basically productivity hacks that you'll meet so many times in a week. You will try doing business with sister companies. You'll grow as an ecosystem rather than one company. Do you think that kind of where India is, we should be inspired by the South Koreas and Japans of the last 50 years and take things forward to take this 40 unicorns a year thing to 400 unicorns a year?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting you say that. Adam Smith used to say that if we as individuals or we as companies, we all act in our own interest in a selfish way almost, together as a unit, we do better, right? Like he was again a very interesting guy and what he believed in. But I don't know if the Japanese model will work for India. I think we are so big in terms of scale, and the problem is so acute that the only real way to kind of like do anything with unemployment is probably like really shore up education. A contrary opinion to that would be something like UBI, universal basic income, has to become a reality sooner than later. I think not just in India, but across the world, capitalism is like that, right? We want to move. See, socialism doesn't work, communism doesn't work, we know that. But we need to move from capitalism to some form of benevolent capitalism with not just benevolence, but also checks and rules in place, like, inheritance tax and property tax, to make sure society on the whole is okay. Wealth disparity has become such a big issue today that if you were to go back in time, and there's plenty of precedent for this, right? Like if 20 people in a community of 100 people own 90% of the assets, the community can survive. But if one person holds 99% of the community's assets, the other 99 will go after him with sickles to take what he has away. I think we're going in that direction. We're kind of like crawling in that direction, and it is a real issue. But I think the only solution for that is uh, uh, A, taxing in a more efficient manner, and B, using that tax money efficiently to, create a good model where people who do not have a job are still taken care of in a certain way.